Welcome, Capricorn. This is your reading for December the 24th, 2018 to January the 6th, 2019. I keep wanting to say weekly focus, but it's more than a week, isn't it? Now, this energy did actually start on December the 22nd. Okay, we had the full moon in Cancer at 0 degrees, and the sun was at 0 degrees of your sign, right? So this is a very strong couple of weeks, strong month for you because a lot of the energy is actually in your sign. We have a solar eclipse. We end the energy at the end with a solar eclipse. I think it's January 5th or 6th. I'm thinking it's the 5th. I've told half of the people it's the 6th, but I'm thinking the more I think about it, the more it's the 5th, and I just haven't taken the time to actually check for sure. But right towards the end of the second week there, um, solar eclipse in your sign at 15 degrees. Now, 5 plus 1 is a 6, or 1 plus 5 is a 6. So it's where being in your own independence, do you hold back from the adventure, the opportunity of the risk taking in order to find the true passion, in order to step into the true passion, true love that you can experience? So it's giving you that little bridge there. January 1st, and that's why I like this year so much, is most times, like, I don't know, I've been doing this, what, 5 years now, and rarely does the energy of the sky really aid us, really support us in making those New Year's resolutions. And we always wonder, well, why didn't I stick to it? And why didn't that resolution? Well, the energy just wasn't around us to support us in that commitment that we were making to ourselves. This year, the energy is actually there we started off the year with an eclipse to really make some new moon affirmations, some changes that we want to instill in our world going forward. So a lot of this energy that we are walking through over the next 2 weeks is not energy that we're going to be starting something new or experiencing something new, but rather to allow endings, closure, healing to come into our lives, to accept it, to embrace it, knowing it's making way for new energy to come in. January 1st is a powerhouse kind of day. We've got at at 11 degrees of your sign, Capricorn, Saturn and the Sun meeting together. And we also have Jupiter, which is in your 12th house, your spirituality and closings, um, healing, endings, completion. We have Jupiter, though, and it's telling you that there's certain areas of your life that you do need to walk away from, that you do need to put closure on, that you do need completion or healing in order to truly bring in the abundance, the expansion of your world. And the sun sitting there right on top of Saturn is making you strong, making you confident, making the rules, making the plans, knowing where you want to go. And that's at 11 degrees, so we have a master number there, offering you new success, new paths for success. We'll have Venus, of course, sitting in Scorpio, but the moon will also be sitting right on top of Venus at 24 degrees. Now, Scorpio is that deep desire, the knowing, the yes or no, the black or white. It's extremes in a lot of our emotion, and since it's sitting so close with Venus, it's extreme in our passions and our desires, in what we love. So it's either I absolutely love, gotta have kind of energy, or it's like this does not belong in my life kind of energy. There's no middle road. So we'll be able to be a little bit more decisive in what we truly want to bring into our lives and what needs to go in our lives. And it will complement our passions, our dreams, our desires. It doesn't mean it's not hard choices, though, right? And then we have also Mars at 0 degrees of Aries. And that's, your home and family. Now we also have, I believe Uranus goes direct this week, or the second week as well, the first week in January. So um, you're finally starting, if you've been going through a lot of transitions, especially over the last 7 years, while Uranus has been in your sign. I mean, Mars is powerhousing through there now to put things in the proper perspective, to make things happen that need to happen. I mean, Mars is our warrior, our inner warrior. Another one that allows a lot about our inner warrior coming out is Pluto, and Pluto is in your sign as well. So there's a lot of strength in making things come together when it comes to home and family, where you live, who you live with, what brings you in that security, that feeling of home, the people you love. So it's kind of like powerhouse energy for you guys. Absolutely. Our first card is the Knight of Cups. So this is all about love. This is the Knight in Shining Armor. Just showing up out of nowhere. So for this to be the first card, I mean, if you're looking for a relationship of romance and happiness and joy, you could absolutely meet somebody here. This is allowing you to step into the romantic side of who you are, the intuitive side of who you are, to let your hair down a little bit and relax and enjoy the moments and create the moments. Five of Cups. Five of Cups, we could be looking a little bit more at what we didn't do or we should have said or we could have accomplished, beating ourselves up, crying, and not maybe literally crying, but about our disappointments, what didn't happen, what didn't mature. It's like planting all your seeds in the garden and then the great flood came in and none of your seeds, they all rotted in the ground and nothing came up. And instead of realizing that the sun is shining and the ground is now dry enough to put a whole new garden in, we're too busy looking at the rotted seeds to really pay attention, and the things that didn't come to fruition didn't grow in the way we expected. And our attention is turned more towards those rotted seeds instead of where we can move forward, where we can now plant that secondary crop and have that grow with a strength even better than those seeds maybe would have done. This is crying over spilt milk. This is the things we can't change. The seeds rotted in the ground. It rained too hard. Oh well, things happen. Life goes on. It's the struggles that make us great. So let's turn over that soil and plant again and see what happens. Turn around and see the cups behind you, waiting to be filled. We have the Lovers. Well, nobody else has gotten the Lovers. You have the Lovers. So this is about what relationships you want to grow deeper, ones you want to strengthen, ones that maybe have shown the test of time. This could very well be where we change our focus. I mean, we have the Knight of Cups and the Five of Cups, and then here we have the Lovers. So there could have been tensions within the relationships. So you were looking at the negative parts of the relationship. You forgot about the reasons you do love that person. It could be a best friend. It could be a coworker. It could be a partner, a lover, a parent, a child. You stop seeing their magic. And this is about embracing their magic again, seeing who they truly are, the reasons you do love them. And it's not because they take out the garbage once a week for you. That really has nothing to do with that. But sometimes that gets in the way and we start to pile something else on top of that dislike and then another one and another one. And pretty soon you forget why you even were attracted to that person. Well, how they became your best friend, your lover, your friend. So this is about deepening love. It's also taking the commitment to the next step. So moving in together, growing a family together, making that formal commitment to each other. If there's any kind of like legal documents or anything that you should sign, be careful about that right now. Okay, we got the Five of Cups, the Lovers here. It's not a time to move forward. It's not a time to really make those big, huge decisions. So these commitments are more through the heart. It's the nonverbals. It's being able to sit with that person in silence and feeling the contentment and the support and the love just through being together, growing the commitments in those ways. We have the Eight of Swords. Perceptions are changing, absolutely. I wonder if it has to do a lot with relationships because it's following the Lovers. Could. It could be um, it could be what you thought you deserved when it comes to love, where you held back or you disliked things, but you kept quiet because you didn't think anybody else would ever love you, or you felt comfortable enough in the relationship that at least you know what's going to happen day to day. Because we do start out with the Knight of Cups. I mean, brand new love can come seemingly out of nowhere. Many times we blockade ourselves from really giving of ourselves or allowing somebody to unconditionally give to us. So we're drawing long lines in the sand. We're limiting the possibility of relationships. That could very well be. And seeing where we are limiting those things. Maybe they hurt you in some way that you pulled back a little bit and you've never been feeling strong enough or confident enough to take that step forward again to see what would happen. With the Sun and Saturn together, I would have to say that you feel like you could take that step now. You're making the decision, maybe having the conversation, maybe changing your perception on the relationship or what was going on. It could be something just home and family, absolutely. Goals and dreams that you felt that you couldn't go after because of one reason or another, and seeing the possibilities, or seeing where you held yourself back. This is where we self-impose prisons upon ourselves. We keep our I was listening to a commercial and it was I don't know, a quit smoking aid. And of course it's, the testimony of real people telling about, and she said, I had a certain room that I could smoke in my room, and that's the only place I would smoke. And she goes, "Gee, I guess I was like imprisoning myself or punishing myself and not even realizing it. Like I can still smoke. I just can only smoke right there. Everything else is bad. And I don't want you to start smoking or smoking in every room in the house." That isn't the thing, but sometimes we push ourselves back into corners that really aren't corners at all, but we believe them to be so. So where do you feel like you couldn't step forward if you wanted to? Be the true, authentic you that you want to be. Because I think a lot of this has to do with you. Yeah, it's your overall attitude, personality, identity that's being challenged here in some way. Queen of Pentacles, the storm has passed. Those clouds are behind you. The sun is carved into your chair. And you sit there with relaxed confidence. You know that your true abundance cannot be taken away from anybody, that the only power that you give that you don't have is the power that you give away. Maybe it's a reclaiming of the power. That could very well be with these cards. Where you have given away your power or given away your strength, you reclaim it. It's knowing your beauty. It's knowing your strengths. It's knowing, the self confidence here is overwhelming. I've gotten it a couple of times now, right? Yeah, I think it was more with the astrology now though, that I think about it. So the sun is carved in your chair. Where's the sun? Yeah, it's in Capricorn. There's pentacles actually hanging in the trees. So you can grow your wealth, you can grow your desires, you can grow your passions. It's a great confidence about you. The angel sits next to you. Six of Cups. Um, this is a reminiscing kind of card. This is the past coming out to greet you. That could be happening actually because Uranus will probably be going direct. So you'll start to get those deja vu experiences, absolutely, because it's still, you know, crossing over a path that it walked and will be for a while yet, till March. So you could have those deja vu experiences. I think this is a little bit more about letting your inner child out, of stopping to smell the roses, of allowing yourself. You know, I almost see that as a spirit guide pushing your inner child forward and saying, go ahead, get closer, smell them, touch them, enjoy them, take time to just be, experience the magic that's around you. We have the Two of Pentacles. Um, yeah, there's different avenues and different ways that you can go forward, and I think you're kind of weighing them out. I don't think there's a bad choice here. One may be better than the other, but it's really what brings the most happiness into you and what your goals and what your values are, and weighing it out in that way. Remember, we're not trying to step into anything new in this energy. We are trying to come to our true new moon affirmations for the solar eclipse first week in January, right? January the 5th. And for you, it's all going to be, I really get your, it's you, it's your attitude, it's your personality, it's who you are, it's your identity, your new path forward. So, you know, you might be looking at two different ways of going forward when it comes to work and career. And this one pays more, but it looks a little boring. And this one pays less, but it looks a heck of a lot more exciting. And I think I could really unleash my true passions within it. So, what's it going to be? Is it going to be being able to buy things that I want a little bit more freely, or really stepping into my passion and maybe putting my name out there for what I've accomplished, for what I can do, for what I give. We have the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups actually is going to lay right over the lovers here. So now the first thing I've been getting for just about everybody with this Ace of Cups is the service to others. So it may be that you want to do something within the community that gives back to your fellow community, your family. Maybe it's giving back to yourself in some way. It's really stepping into your truest passions, your dreams. This could be new love coming your way. So, new love coming your way. If new love comes, you're looking for a relationship. It could be a very strong relationship because the Ace of Cups is going to land right on top of the lovers. So that means it's very secure, very deep, very grounding. It might be like when you meet, you feel like you've known each other forever and a day because we do have the Six of Cups over the Knight of Cups. So it could be something along those lines where you recognize something within that person that brings you back to a very secure time in your life, or you feel secure around them, or you feel safe, you feel loved, you feel cherished, you feel supported. So, and if you're in a relationship, it's a beautiful time to grow that tenderness, grow that romance, grow that love. Oh, the Tower card. Something may happen that jars your perception in some way, because I'm going to be laying this over the Eight of Swords. So it's something that, you know, you've allowed this illusion of your thought process of what has to happen, what needs to happen. your sense of control, perhaps in a certain area where you really didn't have the control. Now, know that when the Tower card comes out, the Tower card never removes anything that you are going to need going forward on your path. It releases you from a burden, it releases you from a negative energy. It puts you squarely into where you need to be in order to go forward on your path. It's not always the nicest experience when we let the Tower take control of the situation. So there could be some turmoil in your life, absolutely, but it's in order for you to gain a true understanding or a true perception of the environment, the person, the experience, in order for you to have the true wisdom going forward. You know, it might be somebody that you really trust in your life and you've heard bad things about them, but you've just completely ignored it, and then they do it to you. And it's like, whoa, reality slap and the refreshing slap in the face, right? Wakes you up to truly who they are, and maybe they need help, and maybe nobody's gotten them help because everybody else has pushed them away, but you still had that door open, and it's growing that love in some way. Now, that's just one of the, just because we have a lot about relationships here for you, that it could be definitely a relationship, um, and seeing things in a new perspective. You know, maybe somebody's really been pulling away from you and you've really taken it personally. Like, what have I ever done? I've always been there for them and they are not here right now. And now they come forward and they tell you what they've been going through. And you're like, my goodness, why didn't you come to me for help? Like, why were you going through all this on your own? Like, and just it turns from, you know, really despising them for their attitude to just loving them with all your heart and wanting to help them, or vice versa, right? Loving them with all your heart and then finding out, wow, you are so not right for my energy going forward. We have the Five of Wands, play well with people. There could be slight competitions going on right now to show your value, show your worth, show you yourself what you are capable of, or show others what you are capable of. Any kind of competition that's not like intense or anything. It's more of creative competition. So team play, brainstorming together, things like that. So if you're having difficulties in the family or relationship, then maybe you need to get together and start brainstorming, you know, how you can move forward in a new direction. Maybe it's with groups of people. Okay, and it could be. I mean, Venus, January 1st, Venus is going to be sitting there in Scorpio. We touched on this, and at 24 degrees, and the moon is going to cross over Venus at 24 degrees on January the 1st. So that's a really strong passion, strong love, strong, um, and it has to do with groups of people. It could be ideas and social causes and humanitarian actions. So it's about getting involved. It's about bringing in your talents, your abilities, and co-creating together. So look for things like that to have happen in your life. It comes through compassion. It comes through love. Absolutely, it does. It comes through wanting to help and take care and nurture. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.